Okay, cool. Welcome to Fantasy Happy Hour, episode 52 or 53. We're doing NHL January 28th slate here. Um, yeah, we're going to get into this one. I can't minimize my screen. Sorry. I have to pull up my list here,
It's all
Tarin.
good. Maybe I'll bow into the top plays then. We always lead it
Yeah.
off with our top plays, the best guys on the slate. And I actually wrote down two guys in the same game here to start it off, and that's McDavid Matthews, 8,500, 8,400. This is their third matchup, but Matthews only played in one of the games so far. But in every game so far, between the two of them and the three opportunities to score DK points, there were 16 or more for all every time these two were on the ice, even in the game against each other. So I think this is a pace up spot. If you've been watching Oilers games lately, it's just a shootout and lots of shots too, I'm finding. So like there's just no defense being played in the Oilers back end, and both these teams are really offensive. So you're going to see a lot of shots. So I think you could even game stack this, which is a rarity. This is one of those games where I like both sides and both defenses aren't great. And then you got two of the best players in the NHL. This is a dream spot. So, load them up where you can. I always pick a D-man here. I try to kind of mix it up with four D-men, and I put two again, and it's two guys from the same team, but Shea Theodore and Alex Pietrangelo, these two guys have been unbelievable.
Vegas has been really good.
Vegas has been awesome, but even you don't usually see two D-men that are playing separate pairings score, on average 16, 17 DK points, but these two guys are blocking shots. They're shooting, like they're hitting the shot bonuses. Petrangelo's hitting the block bonuses every game, and they're usually in on at least 1 point, and they're scoring quite a bit. I think Theodore is now priced as the second highest D-man on all the slates. Like he's unbelievable so far. So I think you can pick either of these two guys, and these can be in your core. But do you have any different top plays for the slate?
Yeah, I do. I'm going to hop over first game and first player I have. No surprise, obviously, Nate McKinnon. They're playing San Jose tomorrow. I expect this one to be an fairly easy game for them again, even though they beat them 7-2 or something.
Yep.
Yeah, 7-2.
7-3 it ended up.
Yeah, 7-3. He's got 9 points, 7 games, averaging 16.1 fantasy points per game. I mean, you get McKinnon, you're safe obviously for him to get 14, 15 points. But if he has those games where he just pops off that line, you're getting 30 and good night, Jim Kite. There you are. Bouncing over to my next one here, Joe Pavelski, the Dallas Stars. Oh my gosh, 3 games played. They have like the record for the most power play goals or something in them already.
They were 7 for 12.
Yeah, just stupid. I saw Rope Hintz might be out now though, which could hurt them a little bit. But they're playing Detroit. Another easy game. Joe Pavelski's averaging 23.3 fantasy points. He's got 8 points already in 3 games. So how bananas? 36 and 25 fantasy points in the first 2 games. Like that's crazy. And then if I bounce over to a D-man too, this could also work as a value play. So I'll kind of like transition it / put this person in between kind of. Tony DeAngelo, he got suspended there for a little bit. He was like min gash or like 2,900 maybe it was on last night, so Tuesday night, and he got the block shots bonus, and I think he got no points, and then he got a couple shots on net, and he had like 12 fantasy points. So for that little of price, I mean, that's huge value, especially someone who's playing usually on the top pair and or power play one. I know he's been blocked out a little bit by Adam Fox and I believe Jacob Trouba, or is it Keandre Miller? They kind of have like a lot of young. They have 2 young guys there that are doing a really good job. That whole core, I mean, you could take up, there's 4 guys you could take, but for $3,000, that's pretty darn good right now. Yeah. And if I transition into my other value play here, it's Kasperi, Penguins. Sorry, I'm trying to pull up the stats. He was COVID protocol, so he wasn't actually playing the first few games. He's got 4 games played now. Slow start, but picked up a goal last game, 13 fantasy points, and he's only 2,800. So he's playing the second line with, I believe it's Malkin, and I don't know who else is on the line. I think it's not Rust, because Rust is Crosby and Gensel, but
no, they had Rust playing with Malkin.
Oh, was it Rust?
Then, yeah, they have another guy playing up with Crosby. Kapanen's supposed to take that spot with Crosby,
Yeah.
but he hasn't earned it yet, I don't think.
Yeah. And I don't know. We'll see. Jim Rutherford just resigned today, too. So we'll see kind of what happens with the lineup. I mean, keep an eye out, obviously, on what the lineups are before, but interesting option, I think. I think Kapanen's undervalued. I mean, he plays penalty kill too, and he's got a lot of
Yeah.
shorthanded goals. Um, so that's my player to watch out for. Obviously, Leafs bias too. But where are you thinking for value plays your turn?
I always like to pick a forward value play out of a game I expect to be a bit of a blowout because that means they're going to see more ice. And I picked Brandon Saad for Colorado. They get San Jose. He had 2 goals last game, so this might be chasing, but he's only 2,800. When you're going to play a team where you're expecting another possible 7-goal outing, you're going to see that second line, third line depth get some of that, action. So I mean, he plays on O-line too, power play too. He plays with Kadri and Burakovsky, which is a very good line, especially for that price at 2,800. That's an easy line stack too in a game that could shoot out. And we saw them get the auxiliary points after McKinnon got his, and I think 7 different guys had goals in that game, or except for Saad, so 6 different guys because Saad had 2. But then the other guy I'm going to go to, and this is just something I noticed when I was watching the stats for this game, but Noah Dobson for the New York Islanders is 3,800. They get Washington. Washington was shooting a pile, but if you looked at the stat line for the defense for the New York Islanders their last game, 4 of their 6 D-men had the block shot bonus. Like they block a pile of shots, and Washington's just firing the puck. So, Noah Dobson, he was one of the few that didn't get the shot block bonus, but he's playing power play 1 now with Barzal, Lee, and I think Pollock plays up there too. But he's D-line 3, so he's not going to see as much ice, but he's also the guy on the power play now, kind of manning that power play from the back end. Sees a lot of the points on the goals compared to the other D-men. The other D-men are more of the shutdown guys that block a pile of shots. So I lean to Noah Dobson there. We're going to run over to the goalies here between the pipes, a little bit of action. And I think you just start to play these games that are low scoring. I think Anaheim has scored 6 goals in 7 games. So they just don't score a lot. So I think you could play either goalie from this game, Anaheim versus Arizona. I actually took the Anaheim goalie because Arizona hasn't been that great either. John Gibson's playing at an elite level. I mean, this is 2 low scoring teams. Gibson has only had 1 game under 12 fantasy points, and he's only 7,300. He has a 948 save percentage, a 1.67 goals against. I mean, when you've only won 3 times and you're still putting up 20 points on average, it's just a great play at that price. It keeps you locked in even in a losing matchup. So where are you going with the goalie?
I went the exact opposite, depending if he's playing Darcy Kemper. Same reason. The thing I thought was interesting though with Kemper is his last 2 games he's played, they've lost 1-0. So even though they've lost 1-0, he's still got 14 fantasy points per game. You look back to in the game log here, the game before they beat Vegas, he had 19.3. They lost to Vegas and he had negative 0.7, which is not good, obviously. And then his other 2 losses, he still had 14 and 7. So he's still getting you lots of fantasy points with those losses. Like the stats look a lot worse than, or the numbers in the standings look a lot worse than what the stats say. So if he's playing, that's where I'm leaning to tomorrow. Is Anaheim again. I wouldn't be surprised if they played him, but I also guess they wouldn't be surprised if they sat him too and rested him. But you think with what's going on, and they're gonna hopefully play him. Yeah. Sweet. Let's move on to our stacks of the night. I had the same logic as your first one there. Your first our top plays, McDavid and Nugent Hopkins, and then as well as Marner and Matthews. Don't need to say too much. I watched both games last night. Marner and Matthews absolutely lit it up on the power play against Calgary. They both had a goal. One was on the power play, one was not. And look to the other side, McDavid and not Nugent Hopkins both scoring against Winnipeg. I believe Nuge scored on the power play, McDavid with 2 minutes left. McDavid also got an apple or 2, I think just 1. And we've seen McDavid, like we said at the start of the year, you can pick him every night and you're not going to be disappointed. He's going to get you a lot of points. So again, I don't think this game, we've seen Oilers and Leafs play twice already and it's been over 7 goals. So this is the one I'm going with. I don't expect the defense. Leafs had defense have been getting better, but they tend to play good for like a period, as like the Calgary game where the shots were 18-1 after one. And then second period, well, Calgary comes out and gets 20 shots in that period. So,
yeah. Is that your lone 2 line stacks?
Yeah.
Okay, I got 3 here, and I kind of went away from everywhere else. Florida 1 was one I picked up here. Barkov, Verhaeghe, Duclair. This line's been really good. Last game, I think 3 of the
and
Barkov,
it's cheap.
And it's super cheap. Yeah, Duclair had 2 apples last game. Barkov and Verhaeghe both hit the shot bonuses, I do believe. Verhaeghe had a 3-point night not too long ago. They're both Duclair and Barkov playing on power play 1. I believe Verhaeghe kind of slides in and out of there, but he's mostly on power play 2. So I just think this is a super cheap, good stack. And they get Columbus. Sorry. So that's a good matchup. That game last time shot up a little bit. Then Colorado 2, I already talked kind of about how I like Brandon Saad, but go Kadri and Burakovsky. All these guys play power play time. So they're just a good stack overall. And then one that kind of off the radar, and I'm just kind of riding the heat. These guys aren't cheap, which means I don't think they'll be owned for a line 3, but Montreal 3 with Kotkaniemi, Toffoli, and Perry. Toffoli's been on fire. I mean, he had his outing in Vancouver where he always seems to play well. He got the hat trick and then a 3-point night back to back, I believe. But this line's kind of good for a third line. They're not cheap, which means no one's going to pay down or pay up, because I think Toffoli's 6,200. So like, it's not like you're getting a discount, which means no one's going to want to go here, which is a good way to get leverage on the field. But
Perry's cheap, 2,900.
Yeah, Perry is, but like for the other, I mean,
he's only played 1 game too, though.
Yeah. So that's true. Kind of get him in, but we'll move on. Happy hour special, and I kind of use the same logic as one of your top plays, except they went a little different in Dallas. I just think Dallas is on another level coming off the COVID problems. Dennis Gurianov, 6,200. He's playing up on like their new line 1 for a while was Hintz, Gurianov, and Dickinson over the Pavelski line. Like they're playing really well, that line. And Hintz might be back. I think he's sitting day to day, but Gurianov shoots just a pile. He's playing power play 1. He's actually one of the point guys, and he has a big shot, so he tends to shoot a lot. He almost hits that 5-shot bonus at every game. I think he's hit it twice. He's averaging, I think, 20 or 16 DK points. He had 13, 22, and then 13 again. But I mean, 6,200 against Detroit, high shot volume, 4 points in 3 games. I mean, it's no Pavelski, but it's kind of a similar option to Pavelski in this game. So I think he's my happy hour special of the night. Where are you going?
Mine's going all the way back down to the Sunshine State. We're going to Patrick Hornqvist. 4,700. He's been steadily rising in price. A week ago, he was 25. I think min's 2,000 now. But yeah, he was 25. He was maybe in the full slates it's 25. But yeah, he's 4,700. He's averaging 18 fantasy points per game. They've only played 3 games, so keep in mind with Dallas and like Carolina now and that division, it's Dallas, Carolina, and Florida. They've all only played 3 games. So a lot of these guys, you might be sitting there wondering why they're so cheap still, because they've played half the games. So Hornqvist, 5 points already. He's got a goal in every single game, two in the second one there, and an assist as well. He hasn't hit the shots on goal bonus. He's just been getting 3 shots per game, but 2 or 1 are going in, so that's good. He's on line 2, I believe, playing with
Huberdeau and
Vetrano. Yeah. Or is Vetrano gone? Is he still in Florida? I forget.
Am I mixing up Vetrano?
No, Zadanov's gone. But one of them, I think, someone went to Carolina.
That's not Vetrano. Trocheck went.
Oh, it's Trocheck. Yeah, you're right. It's Vetrano. So, I just think for the price, you're going to be able to slot him in your lineups. Again, it's Columbus. Columbus is good defensively, but without Dubois and no Laine and who knows what's going on. I mean, I don't know. The Columbus is either they get blown out or it's 1-0, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my happy hour special. We're going to Patty Hornqvist, and anything else you want to add to this one?
No, another big slate, 12 games, I think, this time. So, you don't have to be too different like I tried to be the other night. Just kind of level yourself out by being slightly different. Don't avoid the stars that are going to get you the points. So.
Yeah. Sweet. Well, if you guys like this, give it a like and give us a comment who you're taking. And yeah, have a good evening and good luck with the slate.